All right, so guys, good morning. It's gonna be a little bit of a short recording today because we're gonna be doing in-class lab time. So let me go ahead and just kind of pull up a couple of images here so that we can direct you. And now we'll be doing our one-on-one meetups and giving everybody some feedback on assignments as well. So kind of similar to what we did yesterday, but we'll give you some further instructions and some postings that I just posted up for the last few days of class. So let's kind of take a few moments really quick. I know the rest of the class will be logging in shortly, but let's take a moment and just kind of check in a little bit here. So let me go ahead and switch over. Go to new screen. Okay. So as we did yesterday, today is continued lab time. So today, tomorrow, and even into Thursday is basically going to be lab time to catch up on any and missing assignments. So for some of you, you're working on the magazine cover design, working on that right now, getting that together, putting it all into your final stages, and you're working on that. For a few of you, you're moving on into your portfolios and start building your portfolios. And so we'll direct you to that, but you'll be basically constructing your portfolio and taking screenshots of all the work for the last 20 days of summer session and putting it together into one nice portfolio. And then once we're done with that, then basically there's the end of course survey. So, but today it's going to be lab time one-on-one and doing these check-ins and then basically answering any questions that you might have regarding assignments, things of that sort. The magazine cover will be due Thursday with your portfolio, okay? So that should give everyone plenty of time to put the covers together, plug that into your portfolio, and get it finalized, completed, and done, okay? And then basically in the one-on-one sessions that we're having with your cover, I'm basically looking for the graphic or the design, which answers the question, did you design a magazine cover that inspires a young person or a person to take action on that topic? So if I want to inspire people to learn more about architecture, then does your cover, does your design reflect that, right? Does it inspire the target audience, which is a young designer, to pick it up and read this publication? And based on this image that I see here, right, designing architecture, we have images of architecture, articles related to learning architecture, which is obviously targeting a young architect or a person that's interested in architecture and learning about architecture and going deeper into that, right? So that's sort of the objective for the magazine cover project. And of course, some of the things we're looking for are central image, a headline article related to that central image, and then cover lines or associated articles that are going to entice me to read this magazine, right? We're also fine tuning. That's what we did on our one-on-ones for most of us. Hey, did we take these articles and did we actually contrast fonts, colors, and sizes that reflect the overall theme of your design, right? Did we add a date line? Did we add a barcode? Did we put all these small details and make adjustments to the leading and the kerning or the line spacing and the letter spacing to get to this final project, this final product, which is a cover? And yesterday's meetup, we basically talked a little bit about your rubric. And if you haven't gotten a chance to go over that, then take a look at yesterday's day 17, day 17's discussion post, which basically asked the question, based off this list that is on the rubric, what are some areas that you still need to focus on for your cover, and what might that be? Okay, so that is the rubric. That is how I'll be grading it. But of course, I'm giving everyone one-on-one time to put it all together, and smaller details too, cover lines, headlines, wherever possible. But are you also aligning those cover lines or those articles in ways that are meaningful to create structure? When something lines up with something else, or when text lines up with other bodies of text, typically that creates structure, and that structure is what allows your design to be successful. This works for posters, this works for business cards, this works for websites. Anytime a graphic or text starts to sort of line up where the blue line is on my image here, those alignments create structure, and it actually reinforces the design. It's the hidden world, they say, of the graphic designer. In our minds, in the hidden world, we have these background images, things of that sort. Okay, so that's in relation to the magazine cover. Okay, let me go ahead and direct your attention to our Canvas system so that we get a little bit of feedback regarding some of the last things we're going to be doing in class. So as we're sort of approaching the end portion of the course, you'll notice, obviously, yesterday was day 17. This has the rubric pre-assessment and the live session recording, which is basically everything I'm saying right now is a repeat of that. But today, if you notice, we have, and let me go ahead and annotate here with the arrow, we have day 18 and 19 going on. So there's no discussion post today. And the activity today is basically open lab time to complete missing assignments and portfolio. Okay, so today and tomorrow is all about catch up. So that's about 15 hours of opportunity there to catch up. If you took it into regular class time, if we broke it down to an 8-hour day, 9 to 5, starting now until 5 o'clock, we literally have, 8 hours, 27 hours to catch up, which is more than enough time, right? It's about an hour per project if you really think about it, if you really hustle and put that together. So there is an opportunity to catch up with everything going on in class, okay? And if you just joined us, I'm just going over everything we did yesterday, one more time for the recording and for those folks that are joining us that weren't here yesterday or the day before. So we're just going over a quick recap of what happened yesterday, okay? So today is day 18 and 19, no discussion post. Again, the activity today is open lab time. So today, all we're doing is catching up. That's it, catching up on assignments, designing our covers, putting together the portfolio, and anything else before that that is missing, we're using that time to catch up so that we can pass the class, right? We're designing it so that you can pass the class. So we want to leave some open lab time for everyone to catch up, okay? Final portfolio, let's talk about that. Right here, where it says final portfolio, final assignment, that is the final activity, okay? And the final activity is right here. And basically what we're doing, if we click onto it, is we are going to take all 20 days of instruction, right? All the work we put together, and we're going to package it into one nice Google slide portfolio template that is pre-made and pre-ready for you. So you're welcome. It is ready to go. Some classes would force you to do it by scratch and put it all together. I think a template is good because it's good to start off. And nowadays, if you really think about it, most designers, we pull ideas from other templates, other portfolio concepts. So it's kind of the same thing. This is just a digital version of that, okay? And portfolios come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. You know, back in the day, early computer, and to some degree, still to this day, we would literally print it out on paper, put it onto a nice, leather presentation book, carry it around, and basically, and during interviews, we sit down and say, here it goes. So it's kind of like a pre-iPad sort of thing or pre-tablet day. Now you can take your tablet and show your work, which is insane when you think about it now. But a lot of new designers are just using tablets, iPads and Surfaces and whatever tablet they can come to mind, even their laptops too. And they're basically showcasing their work this way. So if you have a tablet and you take this template, you could technically do the same thing and showcase your work if you're deciding to go for an internship or even round up some clients. So if you want to have your own freelance business one day, you can literally take this presentation or this template that I'm giving you and use that on your computer or on your tablet to show it to your client, to the studio perhaps you want to work, or even a school that might be interested in recruiting you for their program. And so you could do that with these templates. And if you've taken my digital illustration class, which I'm teaching in the fall, right after this summer, this fall, I'll be teaching digital illustration in the evenings from like 6 to 9 o'clock. You could take your Photoshop, you could take your digital illustration work and put it all together into one. So if you had my class last semester and finishing up this semester, and I see a couple of you guys out there, and even if you took packaging, you can take all the work and put it together into one template because it's roughly the same. So imagine having 3 semesters of work or a year and a half nearly of work put together into one template, and then you walk into a studio, or in this days with COVID, you're emailing your portfolio link to employers or showing your work to potential clients that'll pay you to design for them. Imagine having all that ready to go in this template. Man, it's so easy, and all you have to do is basically have a conversation and negotiate prices, which we've already done in this class when we do value-based pricing. So you take this, you take your value-based pricing, you say a $500, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, and give me a call, and you send over some contracts, get the down payment, 50% up front, do the work, show them, no more than 3 different versions, and charge extra for any extra version after that. And then basically from there, you keep going, and when you're done, turn in the files, and they pay you the remaining 50% of what they owe you. It's a great end to a project. So if that makes sense, you can give me a little thumbs up emoji. It's that simple, right? That simple. And you definitely want to make sure that after this class, you're practicing. Make sure you take a look at the negotiation podcast videos. Make sure you're practicing those negotiation skills after this class is done. And you don't have to do it for design. You can do it for just about anything. You can negotiate with your parents. Let's say to do housework or chores, you can negotiate anything basically with them, and use the same procedures and structures to do that, right? So you basically have to say, hey, why me? Why now? Why should I be doing this now? Oh, well, let me work with you in that. How about I take out the trash 1 day out of the week, and then the other 2 days I'm doing this, and the other days that. You might get in trouble, but it might actually work to your favor if you actually practice negotiation, right? If you're gonna open up your own freelance business, it's always great to start practicing with people that may not be your client, right? So friends, family, you can negotiate with them and do role plays. And you could even, and even if you have clients or potential clients, go high. If you don't need them, just go high on the prices and see what happens, and you'll learn each and every time. So it will help you to get your feet wet, start practicing, and listen to those negotiation tactics that are provided to you. I forget what day we were. I think it was day 5 or 6, if I'm not mistaken. That is the value-based pricing. In fact, I'll tell you right now. So definitely make sure to go back to day 3. Day 3. And there's resources there, the links to the podcast, YouTube links. I highly recommend you guys take a listen to that after the class is done. So then that way you keep your skills going from there, okay? So just giving you some big words. Okay, now for the portfolio, like I said, the objective is going to be to compile all 20 days of your best designs into a structured portfolio. What you're gonna do here, very simply, is, let me go ahead and pull my annotation up with the arrow, is that you're basically going to click onto this link where it says make a copy final portfolio template. And when you click onto it, it automatically will make a copy. And then I have the lecture notes here as well if you want to see some of the slides, but it's all within the template. And you're essentially going to do is you're going to click onto this link, final portfolio template. It's going to ask you to make a copy. Okay, you're going to make a copy. And once the copy's been established, you'll notice that it's a Google slide with a template with a Google slide template with the images like kind of pre-plugged in for you. Give it a moment to finish loading. Okay, perfect. And then from here, basically what you're going to do is you're going to start plugging in your information. So you want to make sure that you're plugging in first name, last name, right? your role, right? Are you a graphic designer? Are you a fashion designer? Are you a digital illustration designer? In this instance, we're taking a graphic design class, so we're going to call you a graphic designer. You're going to make sure that for every slide, you're customizing it. You can even change the template theme if you want and make it into your own as well. So feel free to customize it to whatever your look and your style is. That's totally fine. In slide 2, you're basically going to talk about yourself, kind of like an introduction. Think of this as sort of like the hello handshake. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. My name is so-and-so. Hey, let me tell you, 15 seconds really quick about myself. I love building great products and working with people. I have, so much experience working in this field. I grew up in the city and I'm an avid kayaker. I'm excited to partner with you on future projects if you're interested in learning more. So just a little bit about yourself. But at the end, you're saying, I want to work with you. I want to partner with you in this project. Okay. And it's kind of like a conversation, right? My name is so-and-so. I'm a graphic designer. Here's a little bit about me. Some of my skills and expertise are graphic design as I'm taking this class, digital imaging, cloud computing, because I've worked with collaboration and cloud computing through the programs. I know a little bit of brand strategy. And here's some of my work. The first thing is I did principles of design. I know the principles of design. And there's 2 slides here to indicate that, right? And you can take 2 screenshots. So 2 screenshots of your favorite designs from that project that you've turned in. If you don't know where the projects are at, just go back to Canvas, and where you've turned in all your assignments in Canvas, the links are there. You could just click them, come back and screenshot, and make sure that you either go to highlighting the image, right click, replace your image by uploading from your computer that image. And what I like about right clicking from your mouse, what I love about right clicking from your mouse is that if you right click from your mouse and say upload image from computer and select your image, the Google Slide program will automatically make it smaller and fit in that window. So it's already sized for you and ready to go, which is great. I love that. It saves me so much time. So you can even select the image. And as you select the image, there's a button here that says replace image. And you can do the same thing, replace, upload from computer, and it'll do the same thing for you, okay? So I like the replace image button or the right click, replace image and upload from computer from screenshots because it'll do it in seconds, okay? Don't forget to write the purpose of this project. So the purpose of this project was to learn the principles of design and understand elements of art. So every slide will have like a purpose behind it. And you're going to do that as well for your Photoshop tools. You can take your final slide of all the names of the tools, replace it, put it in there. Purpose of this exercise was to learn the tools of Photoshop, or the most commonly used tools on the toolbar, or all the tools of the toolbar. Next, you'll do the pixel art, which we've also turned in. And basically, you'll upload one image. We did one design of your pixel art. Purpose of that exercise was to learn the vector versus raster and understand how a computer creates images using pixel art. And again, you're filling out all that information, right? And it's great because everything's ready to go. All you have to do is just right click, replace that image, and fill in the purpose, go on to the next slide. So what we're doing is just proving that you've done the work. We're proving that you understand, and we're putting it together in a nice package so that you have something, and then the college has something to showcase at the end of each semester or end of every year for its programs. So what's great is that we have an opportunity to say, look at all the work our students are creating, and so here's how much success we're getting in that field. So it serves 2 purposes at the end of the day, okay? Photoshop career and photo montage, that's actually the collage. So again, replace the image, write down the purpose of the exercise. We did genetic mutation, so we're taking your genetic mutation. Again, screenshot is fine. Replace it, put it in here. Purpose of this exercise was to learn layering effects and blends within Photoshop using our brush tool. We did grid variation. So we said, okay, purpose of this exercise was to learn image adjustments and effects and neural filters inside of Photoshop 2021. Magazine cover, purpose of this exercise was to learn about the trends of magazine cover designs in preparation for our magazine cover project, which uses everything in design and publication. And we're basically putting it all together into one final graphic. So we are basically doing research. So it's basically the research portion of our magazine cover. We're going to put our user persona. Purpose of this exercise was to create a persona or a personality of our customer that is, or customers that are most likely to purchase our magazine, right? So this is if you took all your favorite buyers and put them together in one room, you would actually notice that there is a certain type of like persona or personality amongst all these people. Like if you put them all together in a room, you're going to be like, wow, they actually are like around this age, and oh wow, they're all from roughly this part of the country, and wow, they all have these similar personality types, and wow, they actually have these similar goals and these similar motivations. So you're kind of putting it together as if they're your perfect customer, perfect reader, perfect viewer of your design. Okay. Then we have the magazine conventions, which is basically the research or understanding the parts of a magazine. Again, you can take your favorite slide from that. There's only one. And you can say the purpose of this exercise was to know the vocabulary or terms or parts of a magazine cover and understand the purpose of that and its function. Okay. Magazine cover design is the last part or the final design that you guys are putting together. So again, purpose of this exercise was to take all the tools, techniques, and approaches to Photoshop and put it together into one final project that is designed to motivate a group of people to take action on a certain subject. So that was its purpose, was to basically take all the tools, all the best parts, and put it together into one final project. Career highlights, everyone's done something somewhere. So if you've taken this class or if you've taken a class in high school, you would say that you're technically a designer for your high school. You're designing for tools in the projects related to that. So that's totally fine. If you've done any other work for family, relatives, friends, you could say that you were a designer for their business or their small company or for their event. Feel free to mention it. It's totally fine. I gave you a little sample there for school district related ones for folks that are doing school districts. But if you worked at a company, you would just basically replace the name of the school district with the name of the company and the city where that company is located. Okay. All right. Contact information. Basically for this, this would work in a professional setting. You would basically put your work email, school email, or if you're doing freelance work, it would potentially be a personal email. For this class, just use the Rio Hondo email or your high school email, whichever you have access to. And if you have a website that exists, or you can put in your website link, or you can even put in your Instagram handle if you want anyone to see your designs on Instagram. Basically, I always say, like, if you're going to do promotions on Instagram or anything like that, just make sure that you have a separate account. So we don't want your personal account should be separate from your business account. So you should always have two separate ones. One is for personal, friends, family, and the other one is going to be for business related. So if you have a business related Instagram, like some students may have here and there, you don't have to. But if you have something that exists, you can use your social media links. Just make sure it's the professional one or the business one, not the personal. So no personal emails, no personal phone numbers, no personal websites. Go with all the professional and business ones and you'll be set. Okay. And then that's it. And then once we're set, you are done. All you would have to do after this is to, once it's said and done, is check your spelling, check your writing, make sure everything is looking good. And you can go to File, Download PDF. And your PDF document that you're downloading, that's going to be the file that you're going to upload on Canvas. So the final project or the final file will be a PDF file. And you'll upload the PDF file to Canvas that has all your information here laid out. So you can start the assignment, upload onto Canvas that file. Okay. So it'll be a PDF file that you'll be loading and turning in and getting all those things set. Okay. If for whatever reason there's an issue with the PDF file, let me know. I'll be more than happy to work with you on that. I always say if you're going to share something on the file, or if you wanted to share the link at the same time, just make sure that you push the orange button up here and switch the orange button, or it's not switch it, but basically click and then change the setting to share anyone with the link can view. So, oh, it was here a minute ago. But the share setting is going to switch over. Did it do it? Oh, no, it did not do it. But you'll basically switch the share setting to everyone, or everyone can with the link can view, which is the bottom link there. Okay, and I don't want to jam it, so we'll reload and get it there. Okay, and that'll do it, guys. So after we're done with that, and you load it, then you'll notice that on once you turn it in, there is a survey at the very bottom. Let's see this. And this is not for any particular points. This is basically for my own development. It's the end of course survey, last day of course. And when you click onto it, it basically has a questionnaire sharing some of the best moments and sharing your experience in the course. Now, a lot of professors or a lot of teachers do not do this. The college normally does something. Every college will always do a survey like around middle of the semester to see how students are liking the course. And if there's a problem, then the students can voice the issue, and then the dean of the college will talk to the professor. So if you think that this is actually good for you guys to know, even as you move forward in your college careers. But the surveys, if you do a paper survey or any type of survey, and it's anonymous, what happens is that survey gets pushed to the college or the dean. And if there's a problem, the students it'll show up within most of the surveys said, right? So let's say there's a problem and you mention it in the survey. Eventually that'll get brought up or mentioned to the dean, and then there'll be a meeting between those students. And so the college really takes seriously surveys. Obviously we didn't do the surveys for some of the classes due to COVID, but just know that a survey that is given by the college is designed to empower the student and to share their feelings about the course. So if you feel like something's not being heard or something's not going well, the survey is very helpful to mention that, okay? Now this survey is my own personal survey, which is super in-depth compared to most other colleges. And I think in the future, most colleges should go this way. But basically it helps me understand your opinions about the class and how you felt about the work that we did, right? My teacher sets high standards in achievement. My teacher helps me gain confidence in learning. My teacher knows me well. My teacher is excited about the subject he teaches. So you just have to click on to whatever, whether you agree, strongly agree, or neutral, disagree, or strongly disagree for the statements. And then I make a report for myself. It's completely anonymous. So I do not know who says what at any point. So it's very, very anonymous, and it doesn't collect any data or emails. And basically the last few are just descriptions, right? Tell me about a time in class when you felt respected, or tell me a time in class when you felt frustrated. What advice would you give me to be a better teacher? What advice can you give me for how I should change my class next semester for the students that are coming next semester or next summer? And hey, congratulations, you did almost about 108 hours of career training and had fun in the process. What were some highlights that you enjoyed about being in this class, right? And you can hit submit from there. So this is a great way to kind of do a self-reflection. Tell me where you felt good, where you felt bad. And then at the end of the day, I look at it and I say, okay, next semester, next summer, I'm gonna make sure that I do this better when we go this direction with this project, or this direction in this class. So your voice will help future students do better, get better. And I think that's why I think my classes are always growing and just are kind of popular, is because this end of course survey, I take all that data and I say, okay, I'm gonna have to change this, or maybe this project's not working, or I'm gonna have to modify it and go this direction. It's really helpful, and it's kind of my little secret for improving my courses. But not every teacher does this, but every teacher should at some point. Okay, so that's kind of the breakdown. Okay, so like I said, today, tomorrow, Thursday is catching up on assignments, magazine cover design, working on your portfolio. Okay, so that's what the time is all about today. I'm going to do one-on-one check-ins with everybody. Final portfolio, obviously, you'll get that turned in, and the final portfolio, final activity posting, and then you do the end of course survey. Okay, once all is said and done, you are done, guys. So you have successfully completed the class and basically learned Photoshop and principles of design. So that's awesome. So that's going to be our format. That's our game plan for today. Okay. So that being said, if you have any questions, definitely save them for our one-on-one sessions. So we're going to get into that. But right now we're going to switch to lab time, and we're going to do one-on-ones and do check-ins, everything of that sort. Okay. So I'll get a chance to talk to everybody. And once I talk to you, you can stay online if you wish, or you can go remote, and work on those assignments. But I will be talking to everyone today. Okay. So there's a couple of people that I got on my radar. So let me just go ahead and throw it out there. First few folks I definitely want to talk to is going to be Talia and Jolene. So if you guys can hear me and you're available, can you give a thumbs up emoji? Available means that you can talk online and in person, and then we'll be able to chat away in the private break room. Okay, so Talia, I see you. Jolene, gotcha. Okay, so we'll start off with you guys. Jolene, I'll start off with you, and then Talia will follow up with you right after that. Okay. Once we get back, then I'll just go down the list and check in. But mostly everyone got some one-on-one yesterday. So continue to work, guys, on your projects as we discussed. And I'm going to create a one-on-one breakout room so we can actually go remote and private. And let me go ahead and create that room right now with the time that we have, and we'll do this as one-on-one. Okay, perfect. And we'll set you up. Okay, we're gonna open up the rooms there. Okay, so Jolene, if you click onto the one-on-one with Professor Almena button, I'll see you over in the room in just a second. I will come back, and then Talia we'll invite you in and get you over there too. Okay. So I could even push you over there. Great, perfect. So you're all set. All right, and the rest of the class, is that making sense for everyone? And we know the expectations as well, and we're knowing what we're working on, basically. Great, awesome. If you give me a thumbs up, that'd be awesome. Perfect. Okay, sounds good. Then let's go ahead and let's jump in. I'm going to stop recording so that we can move on and do our one-on-ones in private.